What's up, gamers? Welcome back to Playverse Gaming. 2025 is shaping up to be one of the craziest years ever for PlayStation 5 players. We're talking massive open worlds, jaw-dropping graphics, and games so epic they'll keep us hooked for hundreds of hours. Today, we're counting down 10 of the most mind-blowing PS5 games arriving in 2025. And trust me, these are the ones you definitely don't want to miss. So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive right into it. The Outer Worlds 2. Obsidian is back with The Outer Worlds 2, and it's going bigger, crazier, and bolder than the first one. Known for its sarcastic humor, quirky characters, and deep role-playing mechanics, this sequel promises to expand the galaxy with new planets, factions, and insane weapons. The game will let you shape the story through decisions that actually matter, meaning every playthrough can feel completely different. The visuals are more cinematic than ever, with neon-soaked alien landscapes and futuristic cities that scream personality. Expect combat to feel punchier, with advanced AI and new abilities to mix things up. But let's be real, the writing is the star here. The satirical commentary on corporations, society, and humanity's greed makes The Outer Worlds 2 not only fun, but also thought-provoking. If you're looking for an RPG that combines humor, depth, and endless exploration, this one is a must.
Focuses on player freedom more than any game Sucker Punch has.
Ghost of Yōtei. Imagine the atmosphere of Ghost of Tsushima, but dialed up to supernatural levels. Ghost of Yōtei is set in a haunting, snowy Japanese landscape dominated by Mount Yōtei, where samurai and spirits clash. The game mixes grounded sword combat with mystical abilities, giving players the chance to battle both human enemies and terrifying yokai. The environments look breathtaking, with snowstorms, ancient shrines, and eerie forests setting the stage for intense duels. Exploration is also a huge part, as players uncover hidden stories and legends that connect directly to Japanese folklore. What makes Ghost of Yōtei stand out is the way it blends realism with fantasy, creating a world that feels authentic yet otherworldly. If you're into cinematic storytelling, gorgeous landscapes, and combat that's as precise as it is brutal, Ghost of Yōtei might become one of the PS5's defining titles.
The game unfolds for you. As she makes progress against the Yōtei 6, her legend.
Play outside anymore. Everyone had fled.
Hell is Us. From the minds behind Deus Ex, Hell is Us is an action-adventure game set in a land devastated by civil war and supernatural horrors. The game is all about raw, visceral combat with a focus on melee weapons and exploration. What makes it unique is that there's no map, no waypoints, no hand-holding. You're dropped into a hostile world and left to figure things out on your own. That sense of mystery fuels the tension as players navigate ruined cities, wilderness, and bizarre alien-like creatures. The combat feels weighty and brutal, with every swing of your weapon carrying impact. The developers promise a mature story that tackles themes of conflict, identity, and human nature. Combined with striking art direction and a focus on immersion, Hell is Us looks like one of those games that's going to challenge us in more ways than one.
A swarm is gathering.
Killing Floor 3. The carnage is back, and it's bloodier than ever. Killing Floor 3 is shaping up to be the most intense entry in the series, bringing co-op survival horror to a whole new level. This time, the game takes place in a cyberpunk-inspired dystopia, where biotech experiments have unleashed even deadlier waves of Zeds. The graphics are gritty and hyper-detailed, making every firefight feel like a chaotic nightmare. Players will have more customization than ever, upgrading weapons, abilities, and classes to fit different playstyles. The co-op focus means teamwork is key, because going solo in this game is basically a death sentence.
Expect bigger maps, smarter enemies, and insane boss battles that will push your squad to the limit. If you're into gore, adrenaline, and non-stop action with friends, Killing Floor 3 will keep you coming back for more.
Where Winds Meet. This game is like a love letter to fans of Ghost of Tsushima and wuxia martial arts epics. Where Winds Meet transports players to medieval China, offering an open world full of freedom, beauty, and chaos. The sword combat is fluid and cinematic, mixing martial arts techniques with acrobatics and magical abilities. You can duel enemies on horseback, climb massive mountains, or meditate by a river to regain strength. But it's not just about fighting. Players can also choose careers like doctor, wanderer, or merchant, shaping the way the story unfolds. The world is alive with dynamic weather, bustling towns, and countless side quests that add depth to the narrative. It's a game that values player choice and creativity, giving you multiple ways to approach problems. With its breathtaking visuals and rich cultural detail, Where Winds Meet is one of the most ambitious RPGs coming to PS5. The first Berserker, Khazan. If you're into dark fantasy RPGs, the first Berserker, Khazan might just be your new obsession. Inspired by the Dungeon Fighter Online universe, this game focuses on Khazan, a legendary warrior betrayed and left for dead. The combat is fast, furious, and incredibly stylish, with brutal melee combos that feel straight out of an anime fight scene. Every strike is dramatic, with flashy visual effects and intense animations. The environments are equally impressive, ranging from corrupted castles to desolate wastelands filled with monstrous enemies. The story promises betrayal, revenge, and redemption, told through cinematic cutscenes that rival high-budget films. With RPG progression, deep customization, and epic boss battles, Khazan feels like a game that'll scratch that itch for players who want both challenge and style. It's brutal, it's beautiful, and it's going to be unforgettable.
All of this was part of his plan.
Crimson Desert. From the creators of Black Desert Online, Crimson Desert is an action RPG that combines massive open-world exploration with cinematic storytelling. The game looks absolutely stunning, with photorealistic graphics that push the PS5 to its limits. You play as Macduff, a mercenary, trying to survive in a harsh medieval world full of war, betrayal, and magic. The gameplay mixes intense combat with brutal sword fights and flashy combos with immersive activities like fishing, trading, and even taming animals. What makes Crimson Desert special is its scale. The world is vast and alive, with dynamic events and weather that impact gameplay. You might be exploring a quiet village one moment and caught in a massive battle the next. With its combination of RPG depth and next-gen visuals, Crimson Desert is shaping up to be one of the most epic releases of 2025.
And for those who will live on. This is
Battlefield 6. The king of large-scale warfare is making its return with Battlefield 6, and this time the stakes are higher than ever. The series is known for its massive 128-player battles, destructible environments, and chaotic action, and this installment takes all of that to the next level. Powered by cutting-edge technology, maps are bigger, more detailed, and more dynamic than ever before. Buildings can collapse, weather can shift mid-battle, and the action never stops.
Vehicles like jets, tanks, and helicopters return, making battles feel like a Hollywood war movie. The focus is on team play and strategy, where squads can truly turn the tide of war. Whether you're a sniper picking off enemies from afar or a soldier storming through the front lines, Battlefield 6 promises non-stop adrenaline. For FPS fans, this is going to be one of the must-play games of 2025. Neo Berlin 2087. For fans of cyberpunk vibes, Neo Berlin 2087 looks like a hidden gem. This third-person action RPG is set in a futuristic German city torn between high-tech corporations and a decaying society. You play as a detective trying to solve mysteries in a world full of corruption, crime, and conspiracy. What makes it stand out is its mix of investigative gameplay and action combat, giving players both brains and brawn challenges. The visuals are neon-soaked and stylish, with rain-slicked streets, towering skyscrapers, and detailed interiors. Choices matter here too, as the story shifts depending on your decisions, offering multiple paths and endings. It's part shooter, part RPG, part detective story, and all wrapped up in a gritty cyberpunk atmosphere. If you're into games like Deus Ex or Cyberpunk 2077, Neo Berlin 2087 is definitely one to keep on your radar.
I never asked for any of this.
We'll find a way.
Decadent Madness. Closing out the list is Decadent Madness, a surreal and psychological action game that looks unlike anything else on this list. It throws players into a nightmarish world where reality and insanity collide. The gameplay mixes exploration, puzzle solving, and intense combat against grotesque enemies that seem pulled straight from a fever dream. The visuals are both beautiful and disturbing, with twisted architecture and shifting environments that constantly keep you off balance. The story is said to explore themes of madness, obsession, and the thin line between genius and insanity. Expect heavy symbolism, narrative depth, and plenty of moments that will make you question what's real. For players who love games like Control or Silent Hill, this could be the kind of experience that sticks with you long after you put down the controller.
What have I done? This is not happening. What is this place? Keep it together, Lauren. Find a way out. Finally.
And there you have it, the most epic PS5 games coming in 2025. From massive open worlds to dark psychological thrillers, this lineup proves that the future of gaming is looking insane. Which of these games are you most excited to play? Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Playverse Gaming, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.